Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to Formula One 2018 as we wind down in season number 2 of our Haas career. We are sitting 7th and 9th after Q2, after kind of a surprising Q2. I thought our cars had a little bit more pace than this, but Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull all dipping down into the 7s, myself and Magnussen not quite there yet. It has been a trend lately that the times have been worse in Q3, which is weird. It's weird, isn't it? Shouldn't the best times be in Q3? Didn't they give the teams an extra set of tires so that they could do their very best in Q3? I don't know what the deal is there, but we'll see if that trend continues today. Of course, Brazil means Interlagos. One of my favorite tracks in Formula One that has been a common thorn in my side. It's not always a place that I have great races at, mostly because of, I think, the ever-changing weather here. I bet you we have more rain races here than anywhere else. But honestly, my thorn comes from and dates back to when I was doing a lot of iRacing. Even there, where there is no weather effects, this was a track that I typically enjoyed, but never really had great races at. So we'll see if we can turn that around today. We got nothing to lose. We are already world champions and manufacturer champions. Well, I guess we're world drivers and manufacturer champions. So these last two races are purely, basically, for fun. And I want to win. And this is one of the tracks I really want to win at. Kind of just bedding in a lap here so that I can go out again on another fresh set of tires and have a delta to go against. I usually do better that way. I may actually run this thing out 2 laps, depending on what this lap is. If it's anywhere out of the 8s, I will sure do that. Yeah, it's an 8.3, which is quick right now. Well, we're definitely not doing a second lap after this. We'll see if that time stands. The trend could continue, where the times, for whatever reason, get much slower in Q3. Even though mine typically stay the same. It is weird. Coming out for another attempt. I'm going to back off the throttle here. Get away from Ocon as much as I can. Minute change. I have enough time to do 2 runs. Or 2 laps, that is. And I did actually do a better second lap in practice qualifying. So, it's not impossible that we could turn a better lap on a second lap, if need be. Let's see if we can get into the 7s. We're still sitting in 3rd place, but nobody's turned in their second attempts just yet. Not super clean there, but we did pick up some time. Sector 1 is where I've been reliably fastest, and I think that's because I'm running particularly low aero. The theory is, to me, that this track is either really fast or really slow. Oh, there's a warning there. Okay. That was very well on the asphalt, but whatever. Jay, this section here, that arrow isn't doing me a darn bit of good. We're going so slow. These 2 turns here, and this one's pretty much flat out, and the first turn are kind of the only turns that you get any aero help in. Alright, it looks like we have dipped down into the 7s. If not, darn close to it. No, yeah, we'll be there. But let's try for a bit more if we can.
Good job.
We'll know by the end of Sector 1 if it's going to happen or not. Or it's even possible. Currently looks like it's not possible. Way slower out of there for reasons I don't fully understand. That's wide there. but I kept in it. Alright, maybe I won't know after Sector 1. Good time gain there, but it was too fast into the left-hander and kind of lost the nose. Very, very close in times. If we could pick up a toe from Ocon, who I believe is on an in-lap, that could make a world of difference. Or he could park it right in front of us. Had to NASCAR him out of the way. That was dumb. That was a terrible AI. Oh, we picked up on a second lap, so it is true.
As surely as the sun rises in the morning, the Brazilian Grand Prix packs out the grandstands and creates incredible drama. Title deciders, heartbreak, triumph, and home glory. All these and more can be found in abundance here at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache. We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Red lines up on pole position, edging out Raikkonen, who'll start P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Sebastian Vettel, and Hamilton, Hülkenberg, Alonso, Leclerc, and Carlos Sainz. They've taken a grid penalty. Stroll, Sirotkin, Kevin Magnussen, and Hartley, Verstappen, Ericsson, Daniel Ricciardo, and Stoffel Van Dorn. Ocon and Pierre Gasly rounds off the grid.
What is that grid?
Okay, we've already won the championship, so relax and enjoy this race.
Relax? I don't think so, Jeff. I don't think there's any need to relax. I'm gonna win. But yeah, no, seriously, what's up with the grid? we got there was Williams in 11th and 12th, and there wasn't really crazy penalties. There was some. Verstappen was in the back. Ricardo was in the back. It was weird. It was weird. Well, let's hope it's a weird race. Alright, bit of a different view for us here. I'm not used to starting on the right side of the track. Certainly not from the pole. That was really quick. I did not get a great launch. Hopefully we can force those two to be side by side through here. Boy, it's close. And they're in a draft. Timmy's real close.
Alright, well done off the line. We're in a good position.
Also, worth noting that Raikkonen is on soft tires. I noted he did that in Q2. So he probably is on a one-stop strategy. That might really, really work out for him here. If this stays really close, we might have to abandon our strategy and go for his. But in inverse, so on our first stop, go for softs and try to ride it out the rest of the race. Man, he is quick on those softs too. Of course, being in the draft here, pretty important. Really gain a lot of time on the straightaways. Just kind of crowding the entry to that turn. Not blocking, just crowding. Sometimes you don't even need to block, you just need to show that your mind is made up on you having won the next turn. Kind of missed the last turn there. Now it should be the case, I think, that for the next few laps here, we're able to pull away from him if our car is as good as it seemed to be.
Entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
However, DRS, if I can't get away from him, is going to equalize that. Certainly seems like the case. this too ends up playing out like a pretty long race. I mean, some of them are actually different in time. But this one, it only feels long because the track is short, there's a lot of laps, and it's a very intense lap.
Reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
I'll try not to hold too much charge. I wish I could say the same for real life. Hold lots of charge there. Is that a term people still use? When people say credit now, or credit cards, I hold too much. Or they just say debt. Am I aging myself by saying charge for credit? Probably. Well, it looks like Kimmy's fallen to the grips of Bottas. That's what I figured would happen once. Oh well, he got back by him. Seems like a heck of a battle going on back there. But yeah, I figured that once these supers really got up to temperature, they would outperform those softs for quite a while. As hard as this place is on tires. I got a little too much rear brake bias in it. It worked really well on low fuel, but I feel like with fuel on board, it's not playing into my favor. Seems like things have really come to life for me in these last few races. These are two tracks that I didn't really expect to do great at. I think, honestly, it's this battle between Bottas and Raikkonen that's giving me an edge. Just like that great battle they had yesterday in real F1. Yep, what a great battle that was. I don't know, because I'm recording this 2 days before the actual Australian Grand Prix. But in my mind, boy, it was an amazing victory for Alpha, and broke the streak of a decade of 3 teams winning every race. Seriously though, it would be pretty cool if Kimi could win for Alpha.
Power from the engine is going to be down slightly and showing some minor wear.
Forgot to bring my energy mode down. Whoops. Seems like Kimi's holding him off for now.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
What you got? Oh, interesting.
Okay, copy that.
I didn't think that was... Wait. Those were 2 new strategies, weren't they? Am I on drugs? I swear that the strategy said... No. Okay, alright. Sorry, I am on drugs, apparently. The other strategy is softs to mediums, or supers to mediums. I was thinking we were doing soft, super, no, super. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just wrong, okay? I had a moment. Don't do drugs, kids. Even imaginary ones. This is our first pit stop.
Right, we have 2 stops left in this strategy. We have 2 stops planned. Pit window will open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. Gap to teammate behind is 13.7 seconds.
Not too much longer to go. Oh, I'm burning through energy. Although the car feels good,
gap behind is 4.1 seconds.
It also feels like it's a little bit frail right now. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it's riding a thinner line than it was. It's spooking me a bit. This can be a This can be a track where you very easily lose it, especially if the game hangs up. I think I experienced more hang-ups here than most places because it's a track that it wraps back into itself. So instead of being a big, how do you say it? It's not a big circle with turns in it. It folds back into itself and it touches itself in multiple places. I hope captions didn't just pick up on what I said there, or YouTube is definitely going to demonetize this video. It made sense, though. I'm actually hurting the front tires more than the rears here. Actually, that right front is looking a little warm. This is about where I would expect Timmy to start closing that gap back in if he's in clean enough track. Doesn't have to defend all the time. Track really feels like a roller coaster, doesn't it? I think that's one of the reasons I really like it. Back when I was really into track design stuff for NASCAR 2003, this is the kind of road course I very often made. Was
Vehicle is looking really good. You're managing it well.
whoa, easy, easy, easy. Bravo tossed it there. Yeah, I like to make the small, really wrapping on itself kind of road course. I about did it again right there. I have fuel and energy to use, but honestly, it just doesn't feel like the car's under me enough to use them. Should wait till I get that other set of supers. Whoa, easy. It's proven to be quick, but I don't think this is the best handling car. Again, probably thanks to the fact I'm using this aggressive low aero setup. Left rights are up at 101 right now.
Box, we're coming in this lap.
Hopefully we are hitting here.
Us is 4.0 seconds.
This could be interesting if Kimmy's going to one-stop, because we have not built enough of a lead to overcome that. I'd have to run him down later in the race. Sounds like it could be fun. It's not impossible he's also two-stopping, but just decided to start on the harder tire. Just means he would have a faster car at the end of the race. Whoa, easy! Why it's gotten so tail happy right there all of a sudden. It's not even really tail happy on the throttle, it's before I get to the throttle.
This lap, please.
Yes, sir. Very speedy pit entry here. Nobody with us. Unless it was so far back, I didn't see anybody with us. That's interesting. I don't know why that would be.
Go, go, go.
Oh, we still come out within the top 10. Feels really
Okay,
spread
you have to
out.
Stop once now. One stop left.
Until you get to Magnussen battling the Williams. Oh, that's a gaggle back there. Let's stay out of that. And this should be about the best the car will be the entire race. So we're going to make the two-stop strategy work. I've got to really get the most out of it here. Is Alonso's car smoking? Sure looks like it. I don't know if that's bottoming out or if it's smoking. All I know is I don't want to be right behind him. Just in case something is trying to let go in that thing. Although he did not leave me a lot of room to the outside there like I thought he would. Usually they hold it really tight to the inside lane. I just desperately didn't want to be behind him. I guess it's bottoming out.
Is in the pits.
So he's still going at a fine speed. A fine speed, I say. That was a little bit of a slow lap on the outlap, so let's try and get all we can get out of it this lap. To be honest, I'm a little nervous about it out of that turn. I started to chase it before it even got oversteered, but I suppose on the newer tires that won't be an issue. I do declare where that place came from. That's a quick one.
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They seem to have an issue.
Well, there goes our interesting battle for the race. Now, he said an issue. It doesn't always mean a DNF or anything like that. Just an issue. Could even be that his tires have just gone low in the grit department. I don't think he's the only one on that strategy. He's just the one that's in the best position on that strategy. I guess that's bottoming out that I'm seeing. Oh, just dust on the track? Oof. That was almost a nasty crossover there. Alright, let's try this. Do this pass a little bit more sensibly. Whoa! I did it sensibly. He did not.
Perez is in the pits.
How's Leclerc ahead of us on supers? Is he just really extending his first run on them? I was thinking about last race. I was talking about how to make the career more interesting, and I was thinking if you can't change cars, if you can't have different car models, could you change drivers around? And then I thought about it, and that's probably more to do with the reason why we don't get the changing cars is because the drivers are so signed in and tied to their manufacturer now that say
Our teammate by 30.0 seconds.
Ferrari wouldn't be happy if in the game Vettel randomly started driving for, I don't know, Mercedes. Or, yeah, if it started in 2015, or 2012, or 2013, or whatever, you would have that transition of Vettel going from Red Bull to Ferrari. And I'm guessing sponsors and manufacturers and teams and whatnot would not be pleased about that mechanic in the game. But boy, it sure would make it more interesting. Alright, now, if Kimmy's on a one-stopper, we have to make up the gap between the two of us. That's not gonna race. Alright, he's pitting now? I don't know. I don't know if he is on a one-stopper. Only if he goes to mediums, and he did. Okay. So yeah, I need to make up the gap between us on track during these laps.
We advise moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
Totally forgot what fuel mix I was in. Too busy brainstorming.
A new strategy is available on the MFT.
So they're thinking about pitting us early for the sake of
Understood, copy that.
not letting him run faster on good mediums versus our warm supers. That makes sense. I could see that. I wasn't too happy with my supers late in the run. So yeah, I'm down with that. This is kind of a weird running order.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
A lot of different strategies today, and the mixed up grid from qualifying providing some of that. Protoss is now in second place, and he is on the same strategy as us, and he is like 10 seconds behind. So, of the two stoppers, we are the furthest up by quite a bit. I like these strategically interesting races. I kind of miss that from Season 1, where we were in the underdog car, and I could do some things like that, try a one-stop in a two-stop race to get ahead. More laps. Definitely already not... It's not an emergency, but not too happy with the way the car is driving. Feels real squirmy. Nice little hang up there. Having a hang up, it just kind of got choppy. As I was talking about earlier, how the track touches itself. I feel like, yeah, those kind of moments are probably the game trying to load in a bunch of cars all of a sudden. Because they're, you know, they're on the front straight or something, and I'm getting close enough that they're within draw distance again. Just a wild guess.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
Will do. Oh wow, we're lapping cars already. For Toro Rosso. Lapped before we even get to the end of the first or the second pit sequence. I guess they'll unlap themselves after that, but in pretty poor shape. That's certainly one thing I'll be interested in seeing this season, is if Toro Rosso is a little bit quicker, now that they're not purely the Honda engine development team. They kind of did that work already. They got Kvyat trying to prove himself. Okay. Where do we come out versus Kimmy is the real race here. He did have some kind of issue with his car.
Complete,
We
go now.
don't really know what. Is that him? No, that's Vettel.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit.
There
Receive
he
a
is.
penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Looks like he'll be behind us. We're behind Hamilton here, but they've still got to pit. Just trying to take it real easy there. I didn't want us to have a collision exiting pit road or going down into the first turn after the pit stop. So it's close between us, but he was not able to match our times on the medium tire. I think that was the deciding factor there. So I was able to make up that gap plus some. Tires should be just about up to temperature now. Ready for
Gap to teammate behind is
ready for nearly overdriving turn 1.
seconds.
Kind of forgot that these are soft tires and they are not going to have as much grip as the Supers did. We did sneak ourselves some DRS there though.
The gap to the car behind is 1.8 seconds.
It's fairly close to DRS range. We should be good though. Worried I didn't spend enough time on this tire though. Enough of the little hang-ups. Very cute, Codemaster. You're very cute. I hope Hamilton's pitting here. I don't want to be trapped behind him. Go to the pits. Go to the pits. He did not go to the pits. Okay.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead.
Thanks, Jeff. Insightful as always. Not close enough. Alright, you didn't need to do the little blocking maneuver and slow yourself down. Unnecessary. Hold me up through here.
If you think you can get past, increase ERS deployment to overtake mode.
I don't appreciate your snark, Jen. I think you can get past. Be pretty easy. Well, even easier if he's gonna pit. Quite a run into turn 1. Full energy and DRS besides. Where Magnuson's gotten himself to.
Kevin is in for his stop.
Doesn't seem like he's great. He's already half lap behind before pitting. Not a huge fan of this tire, I must admit. Should be pitting this lap. We should be in the lead. He might go a little bit longer. I think his stint was a little bit longer. Nope, he's on pit road. in front. Gotta manage the gap back to Raikkonen. Looks like Perez also went for the medium strategy and is being rewarded. Third place right now. Quite a bit of glare into there. It's hard to see the turn. Every now and again, it just likes to scare me right there. It's like a jump scare. I think there might have been a little framing in the middle of it, but it was jumping out before that even happened. Plenty of lead on
Our gap
Kimi.
behind is 3.8 seconds.
The same situation as last race, last stint. We're just gonna have to pretty much manage the gap. Well, these last two races have me feeling pretty sure that things are going to be changing for us next season. Now, there's a couple different ways I could go. I could increase the game difficulty to try and get, you know, the rest of the field closer to me. But really...
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
You have to drag on with your words. But really, the development of the car is so far ahead. I, at the end of the season, would have a ton of resource points to spend. We would be, I think, seconds faster, possibly, than the next car, or maybe at least a second faster than the next car by the beginning of next season. It's got me thinking, if I want a challenge, I might try something different. I like the level of difficulty we have. The practice programs are very difficult. But I really liked the feeling of pushing the team through the field. I thought that was the coolest part of the series so far, was taking a team that was moving up and getting them moving much faster. I was ridiculously close to that wall for no reason. That was scary. Now, it's still different track to track. I bet you by the time we get to Abu Dhabi, I will not have an easy race there. It is not a good track for me.
We're at +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
And I feel like
the gap
the
behind
AI
is
do well there.
3.9 seconds.
With even my jump scare of a lap, I maintained the gap. Definitely going to go back to recording one race. Recording 2 races in a day at 50% length was not a good idea. It worked out, like I mentioned last time, it worked out really well in that we got a season done in the span of the off-season of F1, and that's what I wanted to do. But as I get a drink to try and save my voice, it has not been a smart decision for me personally. And I feel like the second race is I always drop off in commentary I notice that when I'm editing them is first race I'm usually pretty talkative and energetic, but then by the second race I usually sound pretty worn down. So a lesson learned there. If I was just racing, if I was just doing a series where I didn't commentate and just raced, I could easily do 100% races. I could probably do 500% races a week. Just fine. But doing this format takes a lot out of me. I think there's enough dedicated viewers to the series that even if it's just once a week, it'll still have enough of a following.
We're leading our teammate by 41.8 seconds.
Not a good day. Not a good day for Magnussen. If this race was any longer, we'd probably lap him. If you haven't seen, the end slate has my weekly schedule. If you haven't seen, there will be a return of sim racing to the channel as well. Tomorrow, I will be back in iRacing for the first time in 2 years, really. Did a little bit in 2017. Kind of a part-time season. Pretty much nothing in 2018. I want to change that in 2019 and get back to that. Keep some of the racing content on the channel. I just had a weird moment where I looked at the standings and it looked like I was in second place, not first.
Is 4.4 seconds.
So obviously I can't even mentally handle doing 2 of these races back to back. Keep in mind, it's not just 2 races, it's 2 practices, 2 qualifyings, and 2 races, all in one sitting, basically. We'll discuss it more for our season finale, what we'll do for season 3. I've got some ideas. I had an uptick of people asking about the Kurt and Beef series, or like co-op stuff, which is weird. I've had people, like, on stream asking me, hey, is there ever going to be more F1 stuff? And it's real confusing. Because this series, the single-player series, the career, I think has been, I don't want to say more popular, but it's definitely been more a staple of my channel for a long time now. Then was that, but I guess it's just that some people know me only as being part of the multiplayer series. But I think, honestly, the F1 career has completely shifted my opinion of these games. Whereas I always found them kind of silly and you know, incomplete before. I realized that, oh, Hartley about crashed in front of us. Oh man. I realized that the career was where it was at. It doesn't work perfect, but it works a whole lot better than multiplayer does. Sure would be nice if we could get a return of co-op where you play the career with
There's
multiple
5 laps
people.
of fuel remaining.
Or if you and a teammate could do this, could play the career, that would be great. And that's how it used to be. And for whatever reason, they phased that out. I don't fully understand why.
Behind is 6.5 seconds.
I also randomly, like, crazy turned up the wick this lap. I guess it was the DRS that did it. I noticed I had a green delta, so I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. Was it 2014, I think? 2014 was the last to have a co-op. It wasn't really a co-op career, but it was a co-op season. But they never had the development as part of it. If they could make the car development part of the co-op, that would be cool. That would be really cool. And the multiplayer can kind of handle that. Almost kind of handle 2 people. It would probably help me get Kurt more involved in F1 again, too. I had him there for a minute. Right there in that 2014 season, I had him. Because I would relentlessly be in his ear talking about real F1. And I lost him when they got rid of co-op. This has just turned into a lovely drive now. At least it's happening at a place that I truly enjoy racing at. The place where I have raced in sim racing real Formula One drivers and their sons in an open wheel car. And got passed by them. Are they still doing the thing where they flip-flop which race ends the season? Like the Interlagos and Abu Dhabi were flip-flopping? I don't know that they do that anymore. So I always thought that was a neat idea. Share the spotlight there. I know Brazil has its issues, and this race has had its issues with driver and crew safety and whatnot, but it really is the case that the people of Brazil support this race immensely. And obviously Brazilian drivers have a major history in Formula One, so it's an important race on the calendar, I think. Hopefully the status of things in Brazil improve.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
Yeah.
Our gap behind is 7.2 seconds.
And that's why it's not really an issue, Jeff. Put the 2 messages together and figure out what's going on. Car's sounding really rough. I might have some parts to replace for Abu Dhabi.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. This is your final lap.
Control electronics, 74%. I think that would be a 5-place penalty to do that. Also, the energy stores at 59. That's probably fine. What's the IC at? 57. Let me get there. I could try to be a hero, take all brand new parts for the last race, start at the back, trying to work my way forward. On a track that is notoriously crazy to race the AI with. Might be something we do. But for today, for dollar, a weekend sweep, and 2 pretty good drives that I'm proud of. No messages? That's fine. That's cool. They know I'm leaving. They could hear me. They know. Oh, that's funny.
Brilliant stuff from Haas today. What a superb victory.
Indeed.
There aren't many teams, you know, as they come out onto the podium now, who could do what Haas have managed to accomplish here. It's hard to believe just how competitive they've already become. An amazing victory.
Indeed. All right.
Red increases their championship lead.
Whoa.
Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was
Easy.
your driver of the day?
Difficult call, but I'd like to say Esteban Ocon. He's just so gifted at getting the most out of his tyres, and he showed that today.
The Constructors' title may already be decided, but there was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see
Hoping Williams
just
was
who
gonna
will
score a
come out
point.
on top.
Oh, they really didn't know. Boy, they squandered their good start. Magnussen in 15th had a terrible day. Must have been just really caught up in traffic. Interesting. Good day for Hulkenberg and Alonso there. Leclerc was way up at one point. It was looking like he might be on the podium, but I guess his tires gave up towards the end. All right, well, that was Autodorme Jose Carlos Pace. I'm sorry, I butchered that. I'm a bad person. Terrible, terrible bad person. Alright, well my voice is going, so I will see you all next time. Enjoy some replay.